Exploring one variable. Data, an introduction to statistics. First, descriptive statistics. Imagine you have a massive amount of data, like the test scores of every student in a school, or the daily sales figures for a year. It's impossible to understand it all just by looking at a giant list of numbers. Descriptive statistics are the tools we use to simplify and summarize this data into a few meaningful numbers and charts. They help us get a clear, high-level picture of what the data is telling us, providing numerical summaries that describe its core features. We can group these tools into two main categories. The first is measures of central tendency, which tell us about the center or typical value of our data. The three most common measures of center are the mean, the median, and the mode. Let's start with the one you're probably most familiar with. The mean is simply the arithmetic average. To calculate it, you add up all the values in your dataset and then divide by the total number of values. For example, if we have 5 test scores, 85, 90, 75, 95, and 80, we add them all together to get 425. Then, we divide by the number of scores, which is 5. The result, 85, is our mean test score. It gives us a single number that represents the central point of this dataset. The mean is incredibly useful, but it has one major weakness. It's very sensitive to outliers. The median is the middle value in a dataset that has been ordered from smallest to largest. The most important first step is always to arrange your data. If you have an odd number of values, the median is simply the one right in the middle. If you have an even number of values, you find the two middle numbers and calculate their average to get the median. Because it focuses only on the middle position, the median is not affected by extreme outliers. Finally, the mode is the simplest of the three. It's the value that appears most frequently in the data. A dataset can have one mode, more than one mode, which we call bimodal or multimodal, or no mode at all if every value appears only once. The mode is especially useful for categorical data, where you can't calculate a mean or median. For instance, if a clothing store wants to know which t-shirt color is most popular, they would look for the mode.